So my name's Kadra, and today I guess I'll be speaking to you guys a little bit about Black Lives Matter, and just I'm not an expert, but just kind of my understanding and my knowledge of Black Lives Matter. So this obviously was at the backdrop of I think it was quite known back in 2013 when it first sort of began. So this movement began with the hashtag Black Lives Matter on social media, where in America, where a lot of Black men were being killed in custody by the police, and it was just a number of cases where it was just kind of happening back to back, and that's where the hashtag was first initially sort of introduced to us, and then it kind of didn't have a major momentum like it does today in 2020, as a lot of you know, with the killing of George Floyd, on the media, where it was shown with him, with the police officer having his foot on his neck, and his last words being "I can't breathe, I can't breathe," kind of sent the world to mayhem, and revamped or restarted, or just kind of brought about the Black Lives Matter to the mainstream once again. So this caused an uproar, a movement, a protest, internationally, and 15 to 26,000 million people, were part of this hashtag. So you had social medias of celebrities, well-known figures, the public, all sort of getting behind this, because obviously it was one shared common agenda movement that, this can't go on any longer. This has been going on for far too long, where Black people were constantly, or felt like, well, it wasn't that they felt like it, it was evident that they were constantly being unjustly discriminated against because of the color of their skin. This was very evident to see. So because of that, this caused a massive, and this originally obviously started in the USA, and then it trickled definitely internationally, and even here right in the UK, where I am, and where a lot of us are, we saw the hashtag everywhere. We saw more social media videos, pictures going viral of the police treating Black men unjustly and constantly just being racially profiled. So this, I think, for me, I want to say it's an amazing movement. Of course it is, but it's a shame that the circumstances in which we are seeing this movement, but it is one of the largest movements around, which just shows that there are a lot of people that are aware of what's going on. But I just am very much passionate about, I personally, it did happen around the lockdown, where everyone was at home. I wasn't able to myself take part in any of the protest for personal reasons. However, obviously with the social medias, I was able to use my voice, and a lot of my friends and my family did also use their voices, whether they attended or they took part in social media. I mean, social media is very powerful nowadays, so often you don't feel as guilty if you're not on the ground supporting the protest. So I mean, for me, the main reason, what Black Lives Matter to me, I think, means is for people just to kind of bring about awareness of the injustice that's going on, whether it's and it needs to be heard by people that actually can make a difference. And I know that one of the things is to kind of to get rid of the police, and I personally don't think that's the way to go. However, something does have to give, something has to change sooner rather than later. And I think for the younger generation, what kind of world are they being brought up in, what kind of world are they seeing, and to know that, because you're Black, because you come from a particular community and you were born to this, nobody chooses whether they're Black, white, and any other nationality. We are born who we are. So, and I just it just makes me really, really sad to think that the younger generation are going to grow up feeling that then they're unwanted, or they're going to be shot by a police officer, or they're going to just be criminalized, just because of the color of their skin. And I just feel that this is very emotional for many people, that especially for those that have been affected, those that have lost their lives. And yeah, I'm just kind of, I am in a way afraid of the future, and what if things don't change, what the future would look like for many of us of color. Yeah, so that's kind of, is there any questions that you wanted to ask? And are there any questions in? Hello? I think, obviously, as I said, the movement is on powerful now, because I feel that, social media is at the point, because I see sometimes live images, like George Floyd, we saw the live image of his last breath. And people can see with their own eyes that it's not secondhand, something that you've heard, something that you've read on a newspaper. This is something that you've actually seen with your own eyes, and people are affected, people are angered, people are, and rightly so. So that's that I think that's why it's more powerful. And also, I think I just feel like there's a change in terms of the COVID-19, I just feel like the world has changed a little bit in terms of, a lot more people are more people to their social medias and are going to be aware of a lot more things, and, and essentially it is an important topic, I think, and that's why now people more than ever are wanting to get involved in it, and people want to feel like they're making a difference and making a change. And and a lot of people, whether they're Black, white, it doesn't matter, we're all coming together under one common kind of agenda, which is, racial profiling. People shouldn't be treated like this. So I think that's one of the reasons I feel that it's more powerful now more than ever before. So someone asked, I mean, let's be honest, with any goodwilled intended protest, there will always be the minority that will hijack anything that is positive, anything that, you know, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles, and that's the reality of the world, that there are always going to be people that hijack protests. And, you know, looting is one of the things that, you know, I've seen on the media myself, and that, and, you know, I want to tell people like that, you know, that, you know, it's quite, you know, it's not helping the cause. Do you know what I mean? It's just really not helping the cause, you know. And, you know, thank God it is one of the largest protests, and that there are more people that are doing good than there are bad, and they are in the minority. But I just, you know, I just feel like, you know, we can't manage people. You know, people will always, you know, I just hope that they understand how important these protests are, and, you know, how our freedom is, to protest, our freedom to protest is our freedom of speech. You know, it's an important thing, it's an important act to do. And it'll be a shame if we do have looters and they kind of spoil it. But I hope that people like myself, or, you know, any of the people that are obviously there for the right reasons, safely can tell them and educate them, because sometimes that's kind of, I feel that they need, depending on what their age is and what where they're coming from. You know, some people, obviously everyone deals with anger and in different ways, you know. And that's just, it's just, you know, but I just don't think violence is the way, and looting and hurting other innocent people, you know, is just not the way to go, you know. So if I was to speak to anyone that's looted before, or thinking about looting in any meaningful protests, I think they need to just think about what they're doing, you know, and really just figure out why they're there. You know, what are they getting out of it? They're just causing more harm than good. So someone asked me, has the movement through to 2020 had a significant or positive impact? Sorry, what do you think? I think so far, it has had a positive impact, and, you know, I've seen personally people from different ethnic minority, different ethnicity, from different cultures, have a conversation about, you know, people are now, you know, even, you know, I've seen people that are white kind of come up and say, you know, and actually engage in Black Lives Matter conversations, and, you know, ask about, you know, the protests, and it's brought, I think it has had a positive impact, because it's got people talking that wouldn't sometimes, I think, wouldn't have spoken before otherwise. um but, you know, and that's the thing, we just want dialogue. I think dialogue is really important. I think people speaking, people understanding where each other's perspective is, you know, is really important. And definitely I feel that we do have a long way to go. There's still more that needs to be done within the police, and kind of, you know, this can't go on. We can't see more black men kind of being killed left, right, and center, you know. Well, the point, of someone asked, what's the point? So the point, I feel, is, you know, to stop killing black men. You know, stop racially profiling black men. You know, they are human, just like a white person or any other nationality. You know, that's the point. The Black Lives Matter is just what it says. You know, just because you're black, it's a shame that you're being gunned down, you're being torn away, you're being killed. Your life's going to be taken in seconds, because you might have a gun, even though we've seen examples on, you know, of people innocently not having a gun. not having a gun, but being gunned down, being shot by police, and um, fighting for their lives. Um, but yeah, no, sorry, if I'm not really sure how this works, but I kind of that's kind of what I wanted to say on this whole. Thank you for listening. If there's any more questions, let me know. But thank you so much for listening. I'm not an expert. I'm not somebody. I'm just a normal civilian that kind of just is voicing her opinion, and these are all my opinions and beliefs. So I'm not a spokesperson, but for the organization, I'm just expressing my own views and how I feel as a person of color myself. you know and I feel very passionate about this. So thank you guys all for listening. Thank you.